There's a set going strong, a lot of things going on. The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, Superfly, you're gonna make your fortune by and by. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. Hard to understand.
On September 20th, 1932, high above 41st Street in Manhattan, 11 ironworkers took part in a daring publicity stunt. For over 80 years, the 11 ironworkers in the iconic photo have remained unknown. It's an image that could never be photographed today. This is the true story of Victor's connection to an iconic photograph that inspires him to create a truly unique art installation. The plan is to change the look of Bickle's hardware. There hasn't been a sign on the business for over 100 years, and the front door is still locked to this day. The time frame for Victor's idea, Bickle's 100-year anniversary celebration on August 24th, 2019, is going to be tight. He is even planning on shutting down Main Street, Niagara Falls, to reveal his idea. Sometimes the slightest thing changes the direction of our lives. One great thing about filmmaking is everyone has a different life story. Things happen rapidly for some, and things move slowly for others. Our lives are ruled by forces of chance and coincidence.
Good morning, Mr. Bickle. We're going to have a busy day today and going to help a lot of people out. Listen, man, I got to tell you a story. When I was a small kid, I loved tools. I went crazy for tools. I didn't play with toys. I played with screwdrivers, hammers, drills, anything I had in my hand with tools. Toolboxes. I used to organize my dad's toolbox all the time.
A chance call from Victor's cousin to tell him about a temp summer job at Bickle's changed everything for Victor.
I've been there working Bickle's. I started there as a summer job about 28 years ago, 30 years ago, roughly in that, 1988. The first week, I said to myself, I want to own this place one day. It took, 25 years, but I never gave up hope. It was always my dream to own it. If it wasn't for this buying group, I probably went to Buffalo that one day when I was thinking about something, and I wanted something different because everybody had a hard time finding Bickle's. And because we have never had a sign in front in 100 years, and the front door was always locked. So as our limo guy was taking us to the Buffalo airport, we drive by Salvador's restaurant, I think, and I see these guys on the beam.
When Victor returns to work, he can't seem to let go of his idea and spends a quiet early morning searching for the artist that had created the sculpture.
Looking for images, so guys on the beam having lunch. And sure enough, this picture of 1932, Rockefeller, the guys having lunch on the beam. I said, that's exactly what I want. Well, sure enough, I'm looking more detail. I'm like, but who built that? Someone built that for him. So I'm still looking, and sure enough, I see a silver color statue that looked like the guys on the beam. I click on it, and I Click on this guy's name, Sergio Fornari.
From what I was gathering in bits of English and Italian, Sergio's story is interesting. Sergio is originally from Sicily. He immigrated to New York at the age of 20. As he walks up Fifth Avenue to Central Park, he sees the iconic photograph in a shop window. Sergio connects with the immigrants in the photograph and is inspired to create a sculpture.
Here I am in New York City, 1991. Here I see this photograph, and literally in one instant of a second, I'm in love. Like I couldn't keep my eyes off the photograph. So I have 11 men on top of a beat-up truck. I gotta go through the border, and on top of it, I have an Italian passport that's been washed up a few times, and they were literally stunned.
I imagine it wasn't every day that Canadian border security comes across a character like Sergio.
I think they let us go because they knew that we didn't have any bad intention. You know, they usually let me go in any type of situations because those 11 men are the American dream. So when you sculpt them, basically, it's in a way you're sculpting their soul. So when you sculpt, you know, another person that is not alive anymore, I don't know, there is like a very, very strong and spiritual connection.
This project is gonna need a lot of work in the next few months. So when Sergio said that he's coming up here, it wasn't a surprise. It was like, all right, the time has come, we're going to Niagara Falls, we're gonna make this thing happen.
It's lots of intense work, and we usually don't count the hours, because the hours become days, then they become weeks, then they become years, and then they become decades.
I knew that Sergio is gonna develop this. This is a process we're gonna develop. This is not something that's been done before.
This will be the largest stainless steel piece that I ever done.
I'm looking at the drawings, I'm thinking, this is missing something. How about I get more guys? Look like they're working on the beam, while the guys are having a lunch on the beam, have a fake crane, look like they're bringing some steel up, like a little world of construction going on. And I said, that's what I want to do.
Hearing you're concerned about my happiness, but all that thought you're giving me is conscience, I guess. If I were walking in your shoes, I wouldn't worry none. While you and your friends are worried about me, I'm having lots of fun, counting flowers on the wall.
Cameras are rolling. C1, take 5.
Ah, Mr. Bickle, yeah, good old H.W. Bickle. He was a great guy. He was a mentor, like not just to me, but to, I would say, hundreds of people in Niagara Falls. He wasn't just an employer, he was a teacher. He liked the way Victor reacted to customers, the way Victor reacted to the business. His knowledge of the business was pretty well as good as what Henry's was. The fact that he'd been there for a long time, stuck with it, and wanted to be there. So, yeah, Henry had a sense for people, so he definitely sensed that in Victor. And there's nobody he could have left the business to, sold the business to, better than Victor. Wouldn't have been a better choice there anywhere.
Well, remember, lost wax, right? After they make the mold, the ceramic thing where they pour the stainless steel, yeah. It's lost wax, so the wax just kind of melts out. Now, when you got resin and it's glue, right? Who knows what? And he's got clothing in there, and he's got glue in there. That's why he's chipping away as much as he can. That's why in the boots, he took the soles away. He took everything out. He took all the metal out because they can't burn that, right?
The Canadian foundries that I've been dealing with or been talking to, and Sergio as well, they insist they are a lost wax foundry, so they want the wax. They don't want anything that you've done unless it's wax.
So basically we're going to send out a test next week. We just made a box of one complete statue that will go, and they're going to run a test. That means that basically like in 2, 3, 4 weeks we will know exactly if the process works or not.
A decision is made to travel the 7,850 kilometers to test Sergio's process. The only solution is Valley Bronze, a foundry in Oregon. They are willing to accept Sergio's non-traditional sculpting methods. Valley Bronze opens its doors and allows us an up-close and personal experience to witness the casting process.
This process here, when Sergio's pieces came in, we had them material covered in resin. So then they go into the spruing room, and the girls attach these sprues, which is going to be the avenue for my metal to go into the piece. The piece goes from the spruing room into the slurry room, which takes about 5 to 7 days to do the 6 to 9 coats of slurry on this piece. And then it comes to me, and I have to prep it for the burnout. There's a lot of pressure in this when we put it in there from the wax expanding and turning to molten wax. So what I have to do to prep this is on all these sprues, I drill a hole, and it's a pressure relief. So once we enter it into the burnout furnace, the wax starts expanding and it comes out these little holes. We have a few concerns with Sergio's because normally this is all wax, but with him, he's used a resin and a Levi material and also wax, so we're a little concerned about the expansion rate and what it's going to do when we put it into the fiery furnace.
Deep inside, I knew it was possible. Then you gotta go against the ad of 20 people that will tell you it's impossible. Guess what? When they tell you it's impossible, chances are that it's possible.
My thoughts were I had a big smile on my face because everything came out better than perfect. Because, you know, like I said, this is the first time this foundry did this kind of technique. And Sergio's first time doing this technique as well, so it was just amazing. It was just fantastic what these guys did here. They let us see the whole process, feel the heat, feel everything here. It was just amazing, incredible.
Okay, we have another big bridge to cross, which is to reassemble, re-weld all the pieces together. So it's not going to be an easy test. you know, the more people get involved, the more complicated it gets. So the only people I trust with that right now, it's Valley Bronze. We're going to test in the next couple of hours how we're going to reassemble them together. Because cutting a piece is very easy. Reassembling a piece becomes a different ball game.
I have no concerns at all. We have a good welder back there at home named Steve Carey. I'm sure he's more than capable of doing this job. He's been doing it for a lot of years, so yeah, I think it's going to come out really well.
So that everything can fit the way it was originally. This is something that they usually do at the foundry, you know, but I guess we're going to attempt to do it right here. You know, the next step would be to have all the pieces in Oregon. I wish I would have them already all casted like this. I took the chance to make just one, and now I gotta rush.
With August 24th quickly approaching, the next steps in the process begin. In order for Sergio to continue, the remaining 10 sculptures are cut and prepared for shipping to Oregon. Time has continued to be a concern. The complexity of the project has surprised both Sergio and Victor.
LA Bronze, Gary.
Hey Gary, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, good. I'm here in Canada, so it looks like I'm going to be packing up like a U-Haul, something like that, and bring everything over there, you know.
Wow, okay.
You know, I mean, we gotta get this thing really done, because over here in Canada, they have the Canadian speed. You know, we have the US speed, which is a total different speed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then it looks like, you know, we may have to weld them, or at least tack them over there, you know. But I'm sure you guys could do that. Shouldn't take forever, I guess. Okay, so we'll keep you updated.
Okay, that would be excellent.
I mean, they do this all day long.
Well, then they should maybe be the ones doing it.
There we go. The bottom line, look. Let's be realistic. You know, I've been around the world, okay? You got already, if you want to touch them up later on, you could. But this, to me, feels like a headache.
It is a headache. It's a disaster.
I mean, no, it's not a disaster. It's normal routine. Let's call it normal routine. No, it's very easy to put it together.
Let's ship this back.
Yeah, get them put it together.
I knew that Steve could put it together. I had no doubt in my mind. You know, that's why I always kind of felt comfortable, and then it came true. It was better, much better than whatever I expected it.
You know there's that August 24th timeline, right?
You know, the thing is, I don't think they got a chance leaving us. It takes so long. We had to cut them all up, and we had to slur them. They were going the best we can, but they got them here so late, I don't really, I mean, we'll see what happens.
E alla fine con l'arte, la musica, le pitture, le sculture, cioè se io ho pensato, se questi qua mi toccano l'anima così e me la toccano a me, sono sicuro che gliela toccheranno pure a altra gente. You know already we got a situation.
I got no situation. I got no situation. No, you got a situation.
Ci avete rotto la minchia, tutti qua in Canada. When I first saw the stainless steel, you know, when I saw the eternity in front of me.
Okay, va.
Minchia, ma perché non ti piace? What is it? Too complicated for you guys?
No, I like it. When I saw eternity in front of me, okay, go on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
When you first saw that.